This is about your son. He is facing tremendous. My beloved child, tonight a truth is rising like a quiet storm, and before the world even senses it, you will be the first to feel its weight, because this, yes, this is about your son, the one you think you know completely, the one whose smile hides a universe you never fully saw, the one whose silence carries the kind of secrets only destiny understands, and right now he is facing something so tremendous, so unexpected, so overwhelmingly heavy that if you knew the full picture your heart would shake, your breath would pause, and your soul would whisper the same warning I am whispering right now. Something huge is waiting for you, and the moment you hear it, nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever feel the same again, because what is happening around your son is unfolding behind curtains you never realized existed, in conversations he never intended anyone to overhear, in shadows that trace his steps every single day, in choices he is making not because he wants to, but because he feels he has no other option, and the people watching him, the people talking about him, the people pretending to know what he's becoming, they have no idea that the real story has just begun, and it is more shocking, more heart-pulling, more emotionally explosive than anything you ever imagined, and right now as I speak this, there is someone observing him with an intensity that doesn't feel normal. Someone whose presence is creating a pressure he cannot explain, someone whose intentions are not what they appear to be, and your son, your precious child, is being tested in ways he has never been tested before, not by danger, not by fear, not by fate, but by a truth that is about to crack open right in front of your eyes like a revelation designed only for you. Amen. Blessing 111. Listen carefully, because the moment you hear this line, your entire understanding of what your son is going through will flip upside down. There is a message being held back from you, a message that was supposed to reach you earlier, a message someone intentionally kept away from your ears because they knew that the second you found out, the second your heart recognized the truth, everything would shift, your decisions, your emotions, your next steps, your future, and right now your son is carrying that message alone like a weight no young soul should ever carry, and the reason he hasn't spoken, the reason he acts normal, the reason he hides his real feelings behind half smiles and casual words is because he doesn't want you to worry, he doesn't want to burden you, he doesn't want you to see how deeply the situation has entered his life, and what he is facing is not small, not simple, not something time will magically fix. No, this is something tremendous, something that forces him to question himself at night when the world sleeps, something that makes him wonder who is truly standing with him and who is secretly hoping he fails, something that pushes him to look at his own reflection and ask whether he is strong enough to survive what destiny has thrown at him, and the shocking part, the part nobody told you, is that the root of his struggle did not come from his mistakes, it came from someone else's jealousy, someone else's interference, someone else's hidden move, a move that has already started affecting him more than he lets on, and the moment this truth reaches your ears fully, you will understand why I said something huge is waiting for you, because the revelation tied to your son will not just shock you, it will awaken a power inside you that even destiny respects. Amen. Blessing 333. But hear this now, because destiny doesn't send warnings without reason. Your son is standing at a crossroads where one decision, one step, one conversation, one unexpected moment could change the entire direction of his journey, and although he is trying to stay strong, although he tells people everything is fine, although he keeps pretending nothing is wrong, the truth burning behind his silence is far louder than anything he has ever said. There is someone influencing his path, someone creating obstacles he didn't deserve, someone whose shadow keeps appearing in his story at the exact moment things begin to improve, and whether this person is doing it intentionally or unknowingly, their actions are shaping an outcome your son should never have had to face alone, and destiny is revealing this to you not to frighten you, not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. Because you are the turning point he doesn't even realize he needs, and the moment you become aware of what's unfolding, the moment you step into the truth destiny is offering you right now, the entire energy around him will shift, the pressure surrounding him will crack, and the people trying to control his narrative will suddenly lose their power, because a parent awakened by truth is the strongest force in existence, and that force is you, and the moment you accept this, destiny will unlock a chapter that has been waiting for months to begin, a chapter that reveals exactly what your son is facing, exactly who is connected to it, and exactly how everything is about to take a dramatic turn in your favor. Amen. Blessing 777. My beloved child, now listen even more carefully, because in this very moment, while you are hearing these words, something around your son is changing, something he never expected, something he himself cannot fully understand, and this shift, this sudden twist in his path, is happening because destiny wants you to see what others have been trying to hide, and the truth is even more shocking than what you heard before. Because the tremendous pressure he is facing isn't just emotional, it isn't just mental, it isn't just circumstantial, it is spiritual, karmic, and deeply connected to a move someone made against him without thinking about the consequences. And your son, your precious one, is walking through a storm that was meant to confuse him, weaken him, and push him toward decisions that were never meant for his soul. But destiny is not silent anymore, destiny is not allowing this to continue, and the reason this message reached you is because the moment a parent becomes aware, fate takes a new turn, and that turn is beginning now, because someone who doubted him, someone who spoke against him, someone who tried to shape his reputation by twisting tiny things into large stories, they are about to face their own reflection, and the truth they tried to bury will rise higher than their lies, and while this is unfolding, your support, your awareness, your awakened presence will become his shield, his comfort, his silent power, and right now as destiny opens this chapter for you, I want you to push this message into the universe with full force. Share, comment, subscribe. Energy. Because when truth aligns with intention, reality shifts faster than darkness can react, and this shift will begin with you. Amen. Blessing 222. And now hear this, because this opening reveals the core of the storm your son is trapped in. Someone close to him misjudged something, someone misunderstood him, someone assumed something that was never true, and instead of asking, instead of understanding, instead of supporting, they carried that misunderstanding like a secret rumor, and that rumor grew, and grew, and grew until it reached the ears of someone who absolutely should not have heard it, and once that happened, the situation around your son became complicated in a way he never imagined, and this complication is what he is facing today. But the shocking twist, the twist destiny wants you to know, is that the misunderstanding had nothing to do with your son's character, his intentions, or his heart. It was born from someone else's insecurity, someone else's fear, someone else's emotional imbalance. And once it was released into his environment, it began shaping things silently, invisibly, deeply, and now the moment has come for this silence to break, because destiny refuses to let your son be judged by something he never did, and the reason this truth is reaching you is because you are the one connected to his spiritual protection, you are the one whose awareness can dissipate the negativity surrounding him, you are the one destiny trusts to awaken at the right time, and that time is now. And as this revelation unfolds, I want you to push your energy into the universe the same way you push your breath into your lungs. Share, comment, subscribe, intention, because once your energy moves, the darkness around him will begin collapsing. Amen. Blessing 444. Now let me tell you something destiny hid until this very second. Your son is stronger than anyone knows, stronger than he himself realizes, and the tremendous weight he is carrying was placed on his path because a major breakthrough is aligning for him, something big, something life-changing, something that will restore everything he lost, everything he doubted, everything he questioned about himself. And before this breakthrough arrives, a cleansing was destined to happen, a shaking, a revealing, a moment where masks fall off and truth becomes impossible to ignore. And that moment has begun, and the people who once felt confident speaking about him behind closed doors are about to realize that destiny was listening the whole time, and now destiny is responding, and that response will be loud, clear, and unforgettable. And your son, though tired, though pressured, though emotionally drained, will rise higher than the weight he's under. He will rise above the opinions thrown at him. He will rise beyond the expectations limiting him, and the moment he rises, the very people who doubted him will begin whispering a different story, because destiny is about to place him where no rumor, no envy, no negativity can touch him. And when this shift happens, you will remember this moment, this message, this revelation, because it marks the turning point in his life, and yours. And before you step into the next chapter, release your intention outward. Share, comment, subscribe. Vibration, so destiny can accelerate what is already aligned for him. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, lean in now, because what I am about to reveal is the part destiny chose to keep silent from everyone else, the part no friend, no relative, no outsider could ever understand, because this truth was meant only for the parent whose heartbeat aligns with their child's soul, you. And what your son is facing right now is not just a challenge, not just pressure, not just emotional turbulence, but a silent battle that has been unfolding behind his eyes, a battle between what he feels and what he fears, between what he wants and what he worries might happen, between the version of himself he shows the world and the version he hides deep inside. And the tremendous weight he carries comes from something that recently happened, something that struck him unexpectedly, something that shook the ground beneath his confidence. And even though he did everything right, everything pure, everything honest, someone twisted the truth, someone shifted a narrative, someone threw a shadow where there should have been light, and your son has been carrying the consequences of someone else's actions, not his own. And the reason destiny is pulling you into this now is because the solution will appear only when the right person, the one who truly sees him, becomes aware, and that person is you. And once your awareness enters this situation, the energy around him will move in a way no negativity can stop. And destiny itself will step forward to correct the imbalance that has been affecting him, because he was never meant to walk this alone. And now the moment for truth to rise is finally here. Amen. Blessing 111. Let me open this next line with something you were never supposed to miss. The real reason your son is under tremendous pressure is because someone he trusted deeply, someone he respected, someone he believed would understand him, misread his intentions in a way that cut far deeper than anyone realizes. And instead of clearing the misunderstanding, instead of asking him directly, instead of giving him the space to explain, they reacted, they assumed, they spread, and their reaction created a wave of emotional impact that landed entirely on your son's shoulders. and while he pretends he doesn't care, while he acts strong, while he keeps moving through his day like nothing happened, inside he keeps replaying the moment when everything shifted, wondering how such a small misunderstanding turned into such a heavy situation, wondering why someone who claimed to support him suddenly changed their tone, their attitude, their behavior, and the emotional burden of this shift has been draining him more than he lets on, draining his energy, draining his motivation, draining the spark he once carried with ease. And destiny is revealing this to you because your son doesn't have the courage yet to speak the depth of what he feels, but he needs someone who can see through the silence, someone who can stand by him before the next phase arrives, and that someone is you, because your presence, your intuition, your love is the exact anchor that will pull him out of this emotional storm, and once you step into this awareness, you will see the entire truth unfolding clearer than sunlight. Amen. Blessing 333. Because it carries the strongest turning point, your son's breakthrough is closer than anyone realizes, closer than he himself believes, and the tremendous pressure he is experiencing right now is not a punishment, not a setback, not a downfall, but the final, intense shaking that happens right before destiny lifts someone into a higher position, a better chapter, a brighter path. And this pressure he feels is the universe preparing him, clearing his path, removing the wrong people, exposing the false energy, dissolving the hidden intentions around him, and although he feels confused, although he feels uncertain, although parts of him feel lost, the truth is that everything falling apart around him is making space for something far greater to enter, something he deserves, something that was delayed but never denied, and the biggest twist, the twist even he hasn't realized, is that the very person who misunderstood him, the very person who contributed to this pressure, the very person whose actions caused this emotional storm is about to face a moment of clarity so strong it will shock them to their core, because they will realize they were wrong, they will realize they misjudged him, they will realize your son was genuine, honest, and pure in ways they never appreciated, and this realization will create a ripple effect that changes everything, restoring his name, restoring his peace, restoring his inner strength, and placing him on a path he was always meant to walk, and when that happens, you will remember this message, because it marks the moment where destiny began correcting everything on your son's behalf. Amen. Blessing 777. My beloved child, now the moment has arrived where the truth around your son starts unfolding at a speed that even destiny cannot slow down. And what you are about to hear in this paragraph is the core of everything he has been enduring, the center of his silent struggle, the heart of the tremendous emotional weight he has been carrying, because someone, yes, someone he trusted with innocence, spoke something that triggered a chain reaction he never prepared for, and instead of standing with him, instead of clarifying things, instead of correcting their own mistake, they allowed their impulse to shape his reality, and this decision sent pressure toward your son like a wave he didn't know how to stop, and right now that pressure is finally reaching its breaking point, because destiny is stepping in, truth is rising, masks are falling, and the hidden motives behind this entire situation are being revealed one by one. And as this revelation unfolds, the universe wants you to amplify this truth, to strengthen the protection around your son, to send your energy outward. So imagine your voice echoing into the universe with the power of share, comment, subscribe intention, not on any platform, but as a spiritual release, as a signal that you stand with him, and when you send that energy, destiny accelerates the turnaround that is already forming behind the scenes. A turnaround that will put your son in a position where no misunderstanding can hold him back again. Amen. Blessing 111. Let me open this line with the truth destiny could reveal only in part 4. The most shocking twist in your son's story is not what he faced, but who silently watched it all unfold without intervening, someone who knew the misunderstanding was wrong, someone who had the power to clear it, someone who could have spoken the truth but chose silence instead. And this silence created the tremendous emotional weight pressing on your son's heart today, and even though he continues moving forward, continues smiling, continues acting as if everything is normal, deep inside there is a part of him that still wonders why the ones he trusted didn't stand up for him when it mattered the most, and destiny is bringing this truth to your awareness not to create pain but to create clarity, because once you understand the real root of his struggle, you become the light that exposes the darkness around him. And in this moment destiny is asking you once again to release your energy outward, share, comment, subscribe, vibration, not for a video, not for a platform, but for the alignment of truth, for the protection of innocence, for the restoration of your son's emotional strength, and when you push that intention into the universe, it sends a shockwave through the unseen forces affecting his path, breaking the negativity, dissolving the hidden pressure, and allowing destiny to begin restoring everything he lost. Amen. Blessing 333. Because it holds the turning point not only for your son's life but for yours as well. The tremendous pressure he is under did not show up to break him, it showed up to prepare him for the next phase destiny has written, a phase far bigger than his current circle, far brighter than his present environment, far more powerful than the challenges standing in his way, and the reason destiny allowed the misunderstanding, the emotional weight, the silent battle, was because your son is being reshaped into someone stronger, wiser, sharper, and spiritually elevated, and the person who caused the misunderstanding, the person who contributed to this pressure, the person whose decision created this emotional storm is about to face a moment of awareness so intense that it will force them to confront everything they did, everything they assumed, everything they misunderstood. And this realization will change their behavior toward your son permanently, because destiny is placing him on higher ground where he will be seen clearly, respected fully, and appreciated deeply. And before this shift locks into reality, destiny wants one final movement from you. Send your energy outward with full force, share, comment, subscribe, intention, as if you are releasing a spiritual signal that says you stand with your son, and once that energy leaves you, the universe will move faster, stronger, and more fiercely in his favor, correcting every imbalance, exposing every lie, lifting every burden, and placing him exactly where he was always meant to be. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, now the truth sharpens into its clearest form, and what I'm about to reveal is the part destiny wanted you to hear only when your heart was strong enough to receive it, because your son is standing at a moment where everything he's been carrying, everything he's been holding inside, everything he's been silently fighting is reaching a point where the universe refuses to stay quiet anymore, and right now, while you are hearing these words, something massive is shifting in the unseen space around him, something that will take all the tremendous weight he's been carrying and flip it upside down, because destiny has finally stepped into the center of his story, and the truth is this. He has been judged unfairly by people who barely understand him, he has been observed by eyes that do not know the real him, he has been spoken about by tongues that twist what they see, and he has been silently blamed for things he never did, and every piece of this pressure has been stacking on his heart until it reached the point where he could no longer understand why life suddenly felt so heavy, but the universe did not abandon him, not even for a moment, because fate has been preparing the exact second where everything turns in his favor, everything becomes clear, everything hidden comes to light, and that second is not far. It is approaching with a speed that will shock even you. Because your son is about to witness a shift so big that the tremendous weight he carries today will become the reason he rises higher than anyone ever expected. Amen. Blessing 111. Let me open this with a truth your soul will feel instantly. Your son's silence has been louder than anyone's words, because inside that silence lives everything he has struggled to express: fear, confusion, disappointment, exhaustion, but also strength, resilience, hope, and a powerful determination that refuses to break even under pressure this tremendous. And the reason he hasn't spoken, the reason he hasn't opened up fully, the reason he keeps pretending he is fine is because he doesn't want you to worry, doesn't want you to feel responsible, doesn't want you to blame yourself for things he knows you had no control over, and so he has been trying to carry everything alone. But destiny didn't bring this message to you so he could remain alone. Destiny brought this message because you, yes, you, are the missing key in the situation, the emotional anchor he has been hoping would appear, the presence he needs now more than ever. Because once you understand what he is truly carrying, once you step into the truth with full awareness, once your energy connects with his in the way fate intends, the entire storm around him will begin dissolving, the misunderstandings will weaken, the hidden negativity will lose its power, and the emotional burdens he's been holding for far too long will finally begin to loosen, because a parent's awakened spirit is a force destiny itself bows to. And that force is rising inside you right now as you hear these words. Amen. Blessing 333. Because it carries the moment where fate chooses sides, and fate is choosing your son. The tremendous pressure surrounding him is not a sign of destruction, it is a sign of transformation, a sign that his life is about to enter a chapter so unexpected, so elevated, so aligned with his true destiny that every struggle, every misunderstanding, every emotional wound he faced will soon make sense. Because what is coming for him is not small, not ordinary, not temporary, it is a permanent shift in his journey, a rise that no rumor, no jealousy, no confusion, no hidden negativity can stop, and the person who misjudged him, the person who contributed to this storm, the person whose actions created the pressure he faces now is about to realize the full truth in a moment of clarity that destiny has already prepared for them. And their realization will not only correct what went wrong but also restore your son's dignity, peace, confidence, and emotional strength in a way that will bring tears to your eyes, because you will see him stand again, you will see him shine again, you will see him rise into the version destiny always intended, and when that happens, you will remember this message, because it marks the moment where fate aligned with your son so powerfully that nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to pull him down again. Amen. Blessing 888.